Stay tuned for Retire Your Way with Dale Sudis, a leading financial retirement strategist and the founder of Sudis Financial and Insurance Solutions, right here in Fresno. Every week, Dale discusses pressing financial topics of the week, ranging from reliable income strategies to our financial markets, including Social Security, tax strategies, wealth management, RMDs, legacy planning, long-term care solutions, and most importantly, how to make sure you have enough guaranteed lifetime income to retire your way with choice and dignity. From taxes to trends to total transparency, Dale covers it all. And now, here is Retire Your Way and Dale Sudis. This is Retire Your Way with Dale Sudis of Sudis Financial, financial advisor here for you for your retirement planning, income planning, estate planning, tax planning, Social Security planning, healthcare planning, rocket planning, depending on what you like to do. I got Dale the Rocket Sudis in the house.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Dale, how are you doing this week?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
I understand you've got a good visit from your daughter coming up. We obviously, even though we're a financial program, still so aware of the wildfires and how it affects our fellow citizens here in California. How's it affecting your family, Dale?
Well, I mean, it's obvious big news, not only family, but neighbors, people I see regularly. It's a terrible topic to realize that things can happen so quickly like that. It just, ones I talk to, you can tell that, especially if they're anywhere close to that area, there's some stress, some concern because, what did it wipe out? Over 12,000 buildings and in a short span of time, just whirlwind,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sad. And, we think of those and we're looking for ways how, all of us, well, how can we help? And then you see all the crazy stuff going on. People are taking advantage of, their losses. So it's crazy out there, to say the least, right now.
Yeah. And people, questioning everything from, losing their communities, their careers. Do they stay living where they're at? We totally understand. We are in the community, of course, of California, which means it can affect our insurance. Perhaps that's a concern of yours. We're waiting to see what the pools of insurance, kind of recalibrate to.
Right.
It's something I think to be aware of. Would you agree, Dale?
Yeah. And, it's interesting. I talked to a buddy who's a general contractor, and he's pointing out now what's it going to do to supply and demand. In other words, all the materials that are going to be needed to rebuild there, and on top of the threat of possible tariffs, what will prices be like, for, building materials? You want to do a remodel, whatever you want to do, what's it going to do on the cost and even the ability to get supplies. So it's just a lot of unknowns are brought up with things of this magnitude, obviously.
Yeah. If it's on your mind, if you have a family member who's been affected by it, if you're wanting to do perhaps a home and an insurance review. Now, Dale is not an insurance person himself, but it was actually part of the community that you came from. You're certainly aware of it. And I'm sorry, what's truly...
Well, I understand it because Dad was a State Farm agent, so I dealt with home and auto insurance as well as all the other financial types of products that they offered. So I chose to stay on the financial side of life when I moved from the Bay Area to the big city of Madera and then on into Fresno later. So that was 89, then 99. So I've been here for a few weeks now, since 89, right, in the Valley. So
but one of the most devastating things I think you're reading, and we're wondering what's going to happen and who might have to step in. A lot of folks 6, 8, 10, 12 months ago actually dropped their fire insurance because it was coming.
Oh, yeah, to hear that.
Cost prohibitive.
Like, we don't need that.
Or can't afford it. And it reminds me in a way of the long-term care industry 15 years ago when people would come to a live event and say, they just increased my rates by 30% or 50% or 75%. Can they do that?
It was...
You saw one 85?
No. Years ago, there was ones with the a long-term care plan through the state, and I had multiple people coming in wanting to review what can they do because they had a 3-year span of raises, 5%, 5%, and then 85. So I coached them through, how to keep the premium the same take some of the extra bells and whistles you don't need, make it, if you're going to keep it, here's how to keep it same cost and not hit those higher costs. But again, I'm not a giant fan, you've heard me say, of buying long-term care nursing home insurance because I want to show people how to build the care check, so to speak, into their plan. You stop working, you need a paycheck to pay the bills. If Social Security is not enough and or pensions, then how do we create additional guaranteed income on top of that, like your Social Security pensions? So you need a paycheck to pay the bills, a paycheck to goof off and have fun like you want. And when the fun stops and you care, you need a care check. We build that all into your retirement income plan. It's not rocket science. Even the rockets I do aren't rocket science. but anyway.
Light it and fire it, right?
Yeah, just about. I mean, it has,
Now, you get some
I won't go there.
You get some high altitudes on yours. But
yeah, and for this May as a national event, they've raised the altitude from 17 to 25,000 feet out there.
Wow. Okay. Cool. For people who have no idea what we're talking about, let me bring it back. If you or a family member has been affected by the wildfires, if you're concerned about your insurance situation, if you'd like to do a review, perhaps before it's time to renew your insurance, or you're wondering how that fits into your financial plan, your retirement plan, are there continued increases? Will it happen to your insurance? Give us a call. We'll do a complete portfolio review, and we say this all the time. We mean it. No cost to you. All you have to do is reach out to us. 833-856-1382 is the phone number, so you can sit down with Dale Sutis and his team.
Yeah, let me emphasize that last point. I just had a gentleman recently come back. This has been his, let's say, third, maybe fourth time, and we're spending, an hour, sometimes hour and a half, and we go over stuff. And, I haven't done anything yet, that pays me. In other words, we've not moved money under management. We've not set up any other accounts. But we're just stepping him through because he's wanting to retire at the end of the year. So that's great. And very kindly, he'll bring in a little something, and I tell him, you don't have to do that. And he goes, well, you spend all this time and you're not charging me, and because I don't need to. If there's something I can truly help you with, you will know exactly how we get paid using this tool, this service, whatever. But until then, I need to see what you need and if we can help, and then we'll go from there. Because I'm at a point where I don't worry about the money. If you take care of people properly, you have the money to pay your own bills. So, and he's very grateful. But again, it surprises people. They'll come in sometimes 4, 5, 6 times, and I keep a box of Kleenex on the desk to let them know, no, you don't get a bill. So if it tears you up, here's a Kleenex.
For your own complimentary Retire Your Way review, call Dale Sutis of Retire Your Way and Sutis Financial at 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Well, I mean, there's a lot that folks are concerned about right now, especially in the state of California. We've seen high taxes. Now we're worried about high insurance. And of course, the feeling, the caring, the worry for those who are dealing with the loss and devastation. I mean, it has to be in the back of our minds. What happens the next time there's a fire around here? So we want to make sure that you've got emergency insurance. We want to make sure that you've got enough to be and stay retired. Let's review your plan and your insurances. You can do that right here. You can talk to Dale Sutis, 833-856-1382. That's going to go over to our secure call center. It's not going to interrupt the show. I would love to take live calls. That, to me, would be a blast. I think Dale would be scared, but I think it would be a lot of fun. Would you like that? Would you like live calls where you literally have no idea what's coming at you?
Oh, it would be fun. I'd probably go, well, that's a good question. No, I get that regularly as they come in, and so that's okay. And if you stump me, I just tell them, honestly, I've got resources. I've got, the legal team. I've got the tax team. I've got the teams behind me to get the answers if you stump me, and that's okay. So I actually like it because many times I learn something new. So I like the questions, and
it'll be our new
you keep
series.
saying email me, but I don't get that many emails from you listeners out there.
That's a challenge. We are challenging you, our listeners out
Yeah.
there. Stump Your Dale. That's going to be our new series. Stump Your Dale.
Stomp or stump?
Stump, not stump.
Oh, stump.
No,
Not stomp on me. Okay.
No, Stump Your Dale. Write Dale, or you can give us a call. You can come in and talk to him in person. Dale at Sudis.com. That's Dale on the at symbol on your typewriter there. Typewriter on your keyboard. Nobody uses a typewriter anymore. Dale at Sudis. I don't think they'll be able to reach you on a typewriter unless they put it in the mail. Unless they use that.
If they type it really hard.
Yeah, and then that Betty White stamp that we talked about from a couple of weeks ago, the 100-year stamp. Dale at Sudis.com, or you can learn more about him at his website, Sudis.com, SOUTAS.com, or call, set up your appointment. You know what? We're citizens of... Oh, yeah. What else?
Well, they could tie the note on a carrier pigeon's leg and send it to us.
You interrupted me for that. Or you can just keep listening to the program for the next 45 minutes. We're going to do some myths or facts. My gosh, I found a great list of them, create a lot of them myself, things that I've heard around the water cooler when it comes to retirement planning, what things are true or not. But how does Dale feel about, I don't know, him retiring? Does he love what he does? What motivates him? And you need to think about that for yourself. If you're getting ready for retirement, what's the purpose of your retirement? Is it to put your feet up, to drink some lemonade? What are you going to do? Or maybe you're going to miss that profession. We'll have that discussion when we get back in just a few moments. 833-856-1382 is the phone number to call. Folks are standing by right now to schedule your appointment. We'll retire your way in a moment.
How do you know if you're retirement ready? That's a question many people ask themselves as they approach their golden years. We believe the answer can be complex and depends on many factors, such as your savings, monthly expenses, and lifestyle goals. At Sudis Financial, we can help you determine if you're retirement ready. We'll work with you to assess your financial situation, identify any potential income gaps, and develop a customized plan that aligns with your goals. Don't leave your retirement to chance. Call us today to learn how we can help you work towards achieving financial security and peace of mind in retirement. Call Dale Sudis and the team at Sudis Financial for your complimentary retirement readiness review. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Is having $1 million enough to retire? For years, many have considered this to be the goal amount to have for retirement savings, $1 million. But that's the $1 million question. Is that enough for today's modern retiree? Are you sure you've saved enough for a 25 or 30-year retirement? Are you concerned about covering large expenses, including taxes and long-term care? If so, you're not alone. But there is a solution. With a comprehensive financial plan, you can take control of your finances to help you achieve your long-term goals. With Sudis Financial, let us help you work towards peace of mind by implementing a complete retirement strategy. Call Dale Sudis of Sudis Financial Planning right away to receive your complimentary written financial plan. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Or you can write Dale at Sudis.com. That's SOUTAS.com. This is Retire Your Way with financial advisor Dale Sudis of Sudis Financial. Go to the website. You can learn more about our team. When do we have live events so you can come and ask Dale a question in person? That's Sudis.com, SOUTAS.com. Dale, I know that you enjoy what you do. A lot of people say that, but you really do. I mean, it's untangling people's knots. It's you're kind of a problem solver. People are relieved because it's difficult information, and then there's an added amount of tension because it's financial, so we don't want to make the wrong decision. What would a retirement look like for you? I mean, what are the plans for Sudis Financial? At some point, if you're good at what you do, you're going to want to get out of this game, right?
Well, yeah, we have a plan. You've heard us talk about Katya before. She's been heading up the long-term care part of what we've helped people, thousands of families since 1997, to protect their estates from so-called spend down and get on programs that can help pay for in-home care, facility care, whatever. So she's getting herself set up to be able to do all that I do. And she's shy and bashful, just like me. And even as she ramps up, still, I'm less than 10 minutes from home. So I come in, I get to meet with people, see what they're about, help them to, know that their plans will last throughout their lifetimes. They'll be able to pay their bills, they'll be able to play, and even if they need care, we've got that covered, and their money won't run out. It'll keep up with inflation and, all the stuff we talk about, to their age 100 is what I like to plan out to. So if they have longevity too. So she'll be able to do all that. My plan would be, maybe I don't have to work 5 days a week. Maybe I come in 3 or 4 days a week, and way down the road, maybe I come in a couple days a week. It's like many I talk to who love what they do. And when I talk to them, well, I'm not going to retire. I'm happy I'm doing. Or some people who, likewise, who have a business and they're happy doing what they're doing. They're not going to stop and then, okay, now where's the income coming in? They have something they enjoy doing. So it's nice to be able to show them, likewise, the what ifs, something happens to you, how does your spouse keep going, so that's built into the plan. But then I have a number of people who they want to get out of their job yesterday. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when I come in and talk to you, Spike. No, I'm teasing.
But you had that piece of paper in front of you. I dropped my resignation in front of you, and I gave you a 25-year notice.
Yeah.
So, but it's coming.
But it's
you
fun.
got 25 years to find a replacement for me.
But the ones it's fun to work on is where, hey, I think I have to work another 3 years or 2 years or 5 years, whatever, right? And then I show them based on, here's what you need to pay your bills, right? Yep. Okay. And here's what you want to do when you're not working and you have more time. Yep. Maybe travel, whatever it is, And then, so I build out their plan and I show them, well, what if you could retire this year instead of waiting 2 years or 5 years or whatever, right? And it's like, wow, their eyes get big and they get excited and they have to digest it and think about it. And they'll still have questions, especially even if you're not 65, so you're not eligible for Medicare and you have to pay for your own health insurance for a while. So that's built into your plan. But so for those of you out there who, I'm tired of work, I don't want to work for that guy anymore or whatever, just don't let my staff hear this one. No, I'm teasing. Anyway, set a time, come in, let's put our heads together. Maybe you can retire a lot sooner than you thought.
What do you think the bigger concern is? Is it, do they have enough money, or is it, what am I going to do with my life? I mean, this has been what I do.
Ooh, good question. Recently, I had one, the main questions come in, there were like 2 in one day that had kind of identical concerns. Do I have enough to retire? And I don't know. What do you need to pay? What do you need to pay your bills? What do you need to do the fun things you want to do? So, that's how we work with you. And it's multiple visits without a bill. I know that disappoints people. I just need to get, a clear picture of what you're all about and what you want to do if you're not working, what you need to pay, and you build it based on the income you're expecting and or have, and also the assets you have. How do we position those so that you can have the income? Because again, it's not how much they always think, did I save enough? Oof, I don't know. It's not about how much money you have in the bank. It's not how much you have on the stock market or in your retirement account. That doesn't matter. Your lifestyle is determined by your income. Think about it. You need income to keep doing what you're doing. So that's how we work on your retirement plan. It's a retirement income plan. Once you know your income's there, the excess money, however, bank or investments, retirement accounts, then you know that you have more flexibility. You can, do the extra things on top of, the basics of paying your bills. And even like I told somebody recently, I have people come in, well, we'd like to take a couple cruises a year, let's say, a couple trips a year. And what's that going to cost? Well, X amount of dollars. So when I build out their plan, I don't show 2 trips a year. I show 4 trips a year, right? And then if it shows their money's going to keep going, they realize, oh, so we could do a lot more in retirement than we thought. Well, yeah, that's the whole point of having a good plan, right?
Yeah. And that's, I think, not only asking yourself the question, do you love what you do? Do you want to continue doing it? How about that? So I'll keep going. Does your spouse love what you do? Does your spouse want you at home? Does your industry love what you do? How about that, Dale? How about people, have you ever met somebody who they did want to keep working, but the industry or the workforce or their place or said, no, we're going to send you out sooner than you wanted to. And now you've got to try to make up a gap.
Yeah, I had a while back, I had somebody, they let her go, and she basically, I've seen that many times where companies will somehow let ones go, whether we think it's right or wrong, maybe because they're older, maybe because they had higher, earnings and they want to put younger people in and pay them less. Who knows? I mean, or maybe that line of work or that company isn't around anymore. So, or they're closing down. So what do you do? Well, okay, we put together your plan, and I can't hire everybody off that needs a job, but we show them how to, well, what do you have? What do you need? It's the same MO. It's the same process of what can we do with what you have, and you don't have to have millions to properly set up a good retirement income plan. People sometimes think they have to save a minimum of $1 million. Well, I've helped people with a couple $100,000 liquid know that their money and income will keep up with whatever they want throughout their life. It all depends on the whole picture.
Yeah.
Or how about this one couple?
Mm-hmm.
He loves what he does, okay? And, he does pretty good. He's making money. But in talking to them, okay, so how do I put it? His worst day of the year is her best day of the year at her job, and it's stressful and it's terrible. He keeps saying, you don't need to keep putting up with it. It's not worth the money with all the stress, and you could retire now instead of waiting a couple 2-3 years, right? So his request to me was, can you help me show her that we will be okay? And so I sit them both down, I find out what they need, what they want, I dial in the plan. And it's nice to be able to show them that. Now, whether she'll stop working or not, that's still up to her. But the point is, if you see you can get out of that job because you want to, and then and get out of the pressure, and you're not going to run out of money, and not your income will last and all that, then it's worth taking a few minutes. And
yeah, I know that you do really enjoy what you do. And, when you're carving out and you're helping people and you're affecting people's lives in hopefully a positive way, you can help them untangle their knots. And here's something I want to bring up in the next segment as well. We do keep saying this. We do this at no cost. Dale does this at no cost. Is there a point where you become a client? Sure, but you're still not necessarily taking out a checkbook and then you're getting billed. Yeah. Look, there are ways that this industry works. We're here to try to figure out, do you need help? I want you to think of Dale in a way like a financial doctor. Number one is to do no harm. Number two, he's not going to do surgery on you. Okay, he's not a plastic surgeon as far as financial advisor. He's not going to do work on you if you don't need something done. And he has a family of clients. He doesn't necessarily need to help more and more people, but he lives here in this community. This is where he has lived and breathed in his professional space for a long time. Take advantage of his book of knowledge at no cost to you and see, can you be retired? Can you stay retired? Do you need any help? Do you need a piece of advice to go in the right direction? We'll help you do that. It's no cost to you, and we mean that. 833.
We can tell him how.
833-856-1382. That's 833.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
856-1382. Me and Dale like to have some fun. We'll be right back with Dale Sudas and Retire Your Way right after this.
Call financial advisor and retirement specialist Dale Sudas for your complimentary Retire Your Way review. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Will you outlive your money? It's a scary thought, but it's a real concern for many people. In our opinion, that's why it's crucial to have a solid retirement plan in place. We believe that with proper planning, you can work towards making your money last as long as you do. Don't wait until it's too late to start thinking about your financial future. Call Dale Sudis and the team at Sudis Financial today to learn how we can help you create a retirement plan that can potentially help you obtain peace of mind and security for years to come. Don't let the fear of running out of money in retirement keep you up at night. Take control of your financial future today. Start your Retire Your Way review and financial plan by calling 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Which will you spend more money on in retirement, food or healthcare? Do you take your investments out of the stock market now that you are retired? Will your Social Security check be reduced in the future? How do you produce income from your nest egg to fight costs like taxes and inflation? At Sudis Financial, Dale Sudis and the team take the guessing out of retirement planning by devising a written plan that accounts for all of your concerns. The bigger question, are you going to be okay in retirement? Find out the answers to your retirement questions by calling Dale Sudis of Sudis Financial and retire your way. 833-856-1382. Income, investments, Social Security, Medicare, longevity, healthcare. We cover these solutions and all of those other questions on your mind to answer, are you going to be okay in retirement? Call Dale Sudis of Sudis Financial and retire your way. 833-856-1382 for your own complimentary retirement plan meeting. 833-856-1382.
Are you worried that you waited too late to start your retirement planning? At Sudis Financial, we believe it's never too late to start planning for your future. We can help you develop a personalized retirement plan that is tailored to your current needs and goals. The team at Sudis Financial will sit down with you and provide an evaluation of your current path, including your investment strategy, tax planning, and risk management approach. We'll help you identify potential areas for improvement and work with you to create a retirement plan that is designed to help you work towards having financial security and peace of mind in retirement. Call us today to schedule your complimentary retirement planning session. We believe we can help you get on the path to financial security and peace of mind in retirement. Call Dale Sudis and the team at Sudis Financial to get started on your own complimentary written financial plan. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
This is Retire Your Way with Dale Sudis, financial advisor and the founder of Sudis Financial right here in California. You can call the phone number. You can get your own review. There is no cost to that. We say that every single week. I think some people are totally surprised by that. But 833-856-1382 is the phone number. It's not going to interrupt the show. I wish we could take live calls. That's going to go over to our call center. We'll set up an appointment for you. But Dale, come on. We do get this question, and you hear it as well when people come in.
All the time.
You're going to do a review. You're going to put together a financial plan. You'll do tax analysis or Social Security analysis and whatever it is. And you're saying no cost. Come on. I'll ask the phrase for you. How do you get paid?
Yeah, I get that question all the time. Okay, so let's say you want us to help you, be your advisor. Advisors can get paid a number of different ways. The main way, selfishly, we can get paid is put your money under management. Okay, and don't take me wrong, that's not selfishly totally, but if it's only for what I can get out of all the clients, I would put your money under management. Maybe let's say Schwab holds your money and we have institutional managers who are buying, selling, and, stand on top of your investments, and we're monitoring. So we manage money on that side of the business. And so the better you do, better we do, the better you do, we all win. If the market goes down, if we can't control it like you, and then, it affects us both. But we can also use insurance tools that offer some protection and income options. So those are commission-based. But being a fiduciary, we're not going to buy individual stocks and bonds and watch them for you. We're going to help you manage your accounts. And mainly we're after
a portfolio of accounts, and it's basically fee-based. So you're fee-based on the assets. So if assets go up, the fee is the same, but it's a larger amount. And if the assets go down because the markets go down, we can't control that, the fee also goes down. So you're rowing in the same boat together, I think is what you're saying, fee-based.
Now, just like you buy auto home insurance, you don't write a separate check to the agent. So if we do need an insurance product, life insurance, annuity, things of that sort, then the insurance company is going to pay us. You're not going to pay us. It's not going to come out of, off the top of your money. So it all depends on what's needed for that family, for their future to be secure in the sense of they know their income's going to last and they'll be able to do the things they want to do. So it all, so until we get to a point where we have things that we would recommend, there's no cost. And then once I say these are some of the tools I think you should use, you're going to understand exactly how we get paid using the various tools we have in our toolbox.
Okay, and here's the difference. You, our listeners, you can hold assets on your own. First of all, you have your 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, whatever you might have. You can roll them over eventually in retirement, put them into your own IRA. Okay, now you're in charge. You have to figure it out. Do you rebalance? Do you step on the gas? Do you slow down on risk? You become your own fund manager. But then with Dale, you're not just managing assets for folks. Can you tell me the suite of things that you do for folks, or what kinds of questions and strategies will you put together for folks? Is it just the assets?
No. The assets are not it's obviously you saved and it's important, but people, when they retire, they want to know their money's going to last, right? Number one, will my income keep up with inflation? Will I be able to do the things I want to do? So then we look at your income, even if you haven't started Social Security or pensions or whatever, what's it projected to be? We start putting together the plan and we look at, well, what tools will make sure that you will have the income you need and that'll keep up with inflation and last. I mean, people are living longer. So when I do an income plan, like I've said before, we do it out to usually the wife's age 100 at least. So we're also looking at how to minimize future taxes. So we don't do tax preparation. That's for your accountant, CPA to do, show Uncle Sam what you made and here's what you got to pay him. We do tax planning, which is how to lessen, eliminate some taxes for your future if possible. And that's by like Roth conversions and other strategies with your income. And assets. We're looking at your health care. We're looking at, what's, we don't individually do the Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans. We have people who do that, but at least we can coach you. We know enough to help you understand the difference between having a supplement and an Advantage plan, and is it really an advantage or not, things like that. Just the whole picture, the whole enchilada, so to speak, is what we're looking at, not just how to grow your money. Oh, and I have people at times, like I recently had someone, he says, I just moved this chunk of money over because I was nervous last year about, how the market was going, and I got more conservative, but now I think with this new administration, it might take off. So I'm thinking I should get more aggressive with it. And he's already retired. And it's like, well, okay, but how much of it are you comfortable losing, right? When you get close to retirement, it's not how much you can grow your money, it's how much you can keep in retirement. So, protecting what you've saved, that helps you also keep retired, right? So things like that. What else? So we're looking at the whole picture. Long-term care. How do you cover that without buying long-term care insurance? That's something we build into your plan.
Social Security, Medicare selections.
When to take Social Security. When's the best time? How to maximize it.
Yeah. Tax review, kind of tax planning strategies, and a whole suite of things. So everything that is basically on your mind with a dollar sign, including. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go out and buy a car for folks, but hey, do you work on the budgeting of, you got to probably every 5 or 6 years, you're looking at, do we update a vehicle?
Do you buy it? Do you outright or do you, borrow money? Well, what if your money's making, 6, 7, 8% and they're only charging you, 2% or 4% on a car loan? Well, what's the best way to do it? Just strategizing at times. What about At times I get ones, their whole focus is how do we pass the maximum on to our kids and grandkids? So how do you protect the estates from probate? And because that's a couple years, and a typical home and stuff, if you don't have a trust, a home, let's say roughly 400,000, don't quote me exactly, but you're talking couple years in probate. The judge, the state determines who gets the home. I've seen ex-spouses get assets through probate, and it could cost a lot of money. I mean, you're talking sometimes 10, 20,000 or more to get it through that process, when a simple, couple thousand or less gets you a complete trust with powers of attorney, healthcare directives, the attorneys, and so you protect yourself from that. You need to also have people who can, if you're incapacitated, like Spike is right now listening to me, right? Anyway, if you can't handle your financial affairs, who's number one going to act for you? Who's going to be your alternate? Who's going to be your second?
Can I ask you a specific question on it? I've always been curious, and so to make sure I'm not incapacitated here, would you, Dale Sudis, as a financial advisor, act in that capacity? Or you're saying you need to select a financial representative for you in case you become incapacitated?
Oh, good question.
Now, if you and your spouse are the same age, do you choose your spouse? Do you choose your kid? Who is this person, or who do you...
Okay, good question. Good, I get it. So, okay, right now, husband and wife, they own their home. So they're the ones in control of their home. They set up the mom and dad trust, whatever it's named, and they put the house in the trust. Mom and dad are the trustees. They're still in control. You're not changing control by putting it into a trust. If you become incapacitated or die, you have a successor trustee. Some people call it an executor. It's just a successor trustee who can act for you. But I like to have a second and a third, an alternate and a second alternate. In other words, 3 deep. Same with your financial powers of attorney. Who's your first to act? Maybe it's your spouse, then it's one of your kids, or somebody trusted. And but no, we cannot be a trustee for you or act as an agent on your financial affairs. That's not kosher. That's not proper. So we can coach you, but we're not going to be that for you. So
okay, I gotcha. All right, but the full service, when we say holistic, I think maybe that's now, in my opinion, a word that kind of gets overused in this industry. Holistic means that all of the decisions you make financially, especially moving into retirement, something can affect all of the other ones. The timing of your Social Security, which accounts do you take from first? What kind of portfolio strategy do you have to preserve your wealth, yet to continue to grow so you can beat the effects of inflation? Do you have long-term care coverage? What is, I think now we have to start taking into account home insurance coverage. Holistic plan, I didn't even say Social Security, taxes. There's so many different things. And in retirement, it can feel overwhelming, but you can have a point person, and we mean it. There's no cost to sit down with Dale and his team to see what that would look like for you. No cost. We'll put together your written financial plan. All you have to do is act. 833-856-1382. Call that phone number right now. 833-856-1382. That'll go to our call center. They'll set up an appointment for you. More with Dale Sudis of Sudis Financial right after this.
Call Dale Sudis of Retire Your Way and Sudis Financial for your complimentary Retire Your Way review. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Do you know how much you might be paying in fees within your retirement accounts? Just 1 or 2% in hidden fees can eat into your savings and potentially hinder your ability to achieve your retirement goals. But how do you know if you're currently paying these hidden fees, and how do you find them? Dale Sudis and the team at Sudis Financial can help you find the fees within your investments and explore solutions designed to assist with minimizing them. Take control of your retirement savings so that you can work towards keeping more of your hard-earned money. Call for your very own complimentary Retire Your Way review and fee finder report. Let us help work towards finding, exposing, and helping to eliminate those potential hidden fees for you. Call Dale Sudis and Sudis Financial today for your complimentary fee review. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Will I run out of money in retirement? That's a hard question to answer if you've never been retired. How do you grow your investments without taking too much risk, but also considering what you'll pay in taxes? Should you convert your tax-deferred accounts into Roth accounts for tax-free growth later? Don't forget about inflation. Instead of questions about your retirement, turn to answers and solutions from Dale Sutis and Sutis Financial. Call and ask for your own complimentary retirement solution review. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382 for your complimentary retirement solution review. This is Retire Your Way with financial advisor Dale Sutis of Sutis Financial. At the beginning of the show, I found an amazing list of myth or facts when it comes to financial planning, retirement planning. I wanted to throw a few at you, if you don't mind, at least a couple of them before our show ends here. How about this? A myth or fact when it comes to financial planning?
Do I have to know the answer?
Yes. Well, I don't know. You can give me your interpretation.
No.
I mean, it was an interesting source, and I don't know, there's answers there that you can read, but you tell me whether their answer is right or not. Myth or fact, a Roth 401k is the same as a traditional 401k when it comes to high income savers for retirement. Now, Dale, I know they're not the same, but people kind of think of them as the same thing. Myth or fact, are they the same?
No, they're absolutely not the same.
Okay.
Traditional 401ks that have been around for a long time, you're putting in money before you pay taxes, so pre-tax money. So you're deferring the tax on that money and whatever it grows to a later time, and likely to a higher tax calculation. If you think about taxes, are they going to go up, stay the same, go down? Most everybody said, they're going to go up. So, you're deferring the taxes to a later time and likely a higher tax calculation. So depending on the whole picture, it's usually better to use a Roth 401k, because then you're paying the tax on the money you're putting in there, and the growth still you don't pay taxes on. You don't get a 1099 or anything on the growth out of that 401k, Roth 401k. And down the road, all of it can come out tax-free, even, the earnings. So that's a better way to save, really. And again, depends on the person. I mean, what if you're making $400,000 or $500,000 a year? Yes, it might be smart to use the traditional. But most people, it doesn't make sense to keep deferring the taxes on their retirement savings to a later time and likely a higher tax calculation. Well, no, it'll be okay. Well, yeah, but then she knocks you off, the widow, whoever inherits your 401k is now going from the low married tax rates to the high single tax rate. So is that truly best in the long haul, in the whole picture? And or if it goes to your kids, and they're working and they don't know what they're inheriting, and they just take it out and spend it, and then they get a tax bill from Uncle Sam the next year, it's like, they're not going to be too excited. So a lot of times it can lead to more tax than you want. And frankly, your retirement accounts that are tax deferred, like a 401k or a 403b, look at the balance, but Uncle Sam is your partner in that account. You try closing it all at once. How much do you really get to keep?
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay at your tax rate. If you try to take it out, if you wanted to do something like a conversion, all of that at once. So let me ask, if you have then several $100,000 in already tax deferred accounts, 401ks, maybe $1 million or $2 million. I mean, you've seen the entire gambit.
Yeah.
Is it worth it for a few last years of working to load as much into the Roth 401k as you can, so you can put in up to the same amounts? Your employer might match into the traditional. There's been some law changes on that, but that depends because they get to write it off themselves because they're giving you a match. So that might have to be in the regular, but that's okay. All of your monies up to 30-some thousand, if you're over 50 and doing catch-ups, you could do Roth. Is that worth it if you already have several $100,000 in tax-deferred accounts?
Yes, it may be very well worth it. But again, before I just say, just start doing it that way, let's put our heads together, because your current income, we need to look at the whole picture. What are you really going to need in retirement? I have people with, 1.8 million in their 401k. okay, when they retired. And they don't, the reason they have all that, they don't spend any money. So in retirement, they don't have huge plans. They're not traveling the world 10 times a year. In other words, they live simply, they're happy, they don't have a million hobbies. They're not going to be hammered with taxes in their retirement. So sometimes it's okay to keep deferring, because even as they take a little bit out of that 1.8, it's not going to be taxed, at the rate they're. It just, again, there's too many variables to just blanket say, do this or do that. I like to see the picture.
Okay. No, and I appreciate it, because I can hear the financial advisor in you. Your head is spinning. You're like, no, I'm not trying to.
I'm thinking of different.
You.
Yeah, I'm thinking of different ones.
I know.
I've worked
Let me simplify it. Let me simplify it for you. I'm not trying to push you on a corner on a yes or no answer on it. But if somebody does have already, this is generally speaking. You've been saving. We've all been saving as a country, tax deferred, and we go to our tax person and say, I want to pay as little in taxes. But could it possibly be worth it for somebody even in their 50s or their 60s to start using the Roth 401k to at least create one tax-free lane in retirement?
Oh, absolutely. And the other thing you want to think about, whatever you put into the Roth, you can take out even before you're 59 and a half, because you've already paid taxes on it. So there's no tax, no penalty. Whereas, traditional type, if you just try to take it out, if there's no loan provisions like some do, then you not only have to pay tax on it in that tax year, but you get a 10% penalty on the traditional stuff. So some people use the Roth, not only to save so they have tax-free income in the future, but so they have money that they can still reach into, like their own bank in the short term, but the growth they can't play with until they're, the earnings, the interest, they can't play with until they're 59 and a half.
All right, folks, you want to consider it. The myth or facts, the Roth 401k, regular 401k, they are not the same. They do the same purpose. You're saving for your retirement. But what kind of tax treatment do you want it to have? You might want to consider paying a little bit more in your taxes. And I just mean paying your tax rates now, as opposed to way down the road in the future when taxes could possibly be much higher. Call and find out if you have a Roth 401k at your workplace, and then you can sit down with a financial professional and say, what do you think about me creating tax-free money in retirement? Or you can call Dale right away. 833-856-1382 is the phone number. Let's find out what's the best way for you to save for retirement. Another myth or fact here, diversifying across asset classes is enough to protect your wealth. Dale, diversification was kind of a buzzword of the 80s, the 90s. If you diversify, you're going to be okay. But what do you think?
Well, a lot of company-sponsored plans, 401ks, 403bs, for the longest time, your diversification was between different stocks and bonds and cash, okay? And some people, no, I have mutual funds. Well, keep in mind, mutual funds are just a combination of stocks or a combination of mutual funds. So they didn't even have alternative investment strategies available in those company-sponsored plans a lot of times. Alternatives being commodities, gold, silver, real estate, and then how about global markets or, so, that's buzzwords. It's exciting. Ooh, I'm diversified. I say whoop-de-doo. It's
whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
I love when you get technical on this show, Dale.
Yeah, my wife, when she worked with me for a while, she kept correcting me. She says, the word gobs is not a financial term. But I tell her, yeah, but they understand what I'm saying. You got gobs of money. And then I had one little lady come in and she says, I got oodles of money. I go, oh, I like that term too. Because we understand. But again, diversifying, whoop-de-doo. Why? People get caught up with what they have saved, but they don't look at it, what will it produce in income and for how long? And again, I'll just say it, income is what determines your lifestyle. Money sitting in the bank doesn't necessarily determine your lifestyle. It's nice to have it, but it's the steady flow of money coming into your account that you need to pay your bills, to play, and eventually to keep you out of a nursing home, right? That's what determines lifestyle. So yes, I'm all in favor of diversifying, but what types of tools do you have the diversity that will give you additional guaranteed lifetime income? A lot of times people are focused on just growth alternatives, all the different kinds of diversifications.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking at the type of tools that can make sure their income is solid, guaranteed, and stop before they do.
Hey, Dale, do you mind if over the next few weeks I keep asking you some of the myth or facts? I think it's really helpful for the listeners out there.
I'll have to charge you extra, yeah.
All right. I've given you my notice, resignation, 25-year notice. I'm going to get out of here someday. Folks,
You'll be what? You'll be 90?
I'll finally be 35.
Yeah, right.
Folks.
And I'm 21.
Thank you so much for listening to Retire Your Way with financial advisor Dale Sudis. We like to joke around. We take things very seriously, though. We realize the absolute devastation that's happening south of us here in the state of California. We want to make sure that you're prepared for your retirement, for whatever might happen to you, for income changes, tax changes, administration changes. But more so, if these things are keeping you up at night, if you're worried, if you're unsure, or if you haven't done a review on your own strategy, don't wait anymore. Call the phone number. You can sit down with Dale and the team. He's the same guy in person as he is on the radio. He's fun. He's nice. He's a little quirky, and he's here to help you because literally he loves what he does. 833-856-1382. Call right now. Thank you for listening to Retire Your Way with Dale Sudis. We'll be back next week.
Call financial advisor and retirement specialist Dale Sudis for your complimentary Retire Your Way review. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
As a valued radio listener of Retire Your Way, Dale and his entire team of retirement professionals invite you to schedule your very own complimentary retirement plan review session. 833-856-1382 is the number for you to call. If you don't have a retirement strategy mapped out that includes low-fee investment elections, tax minimization strategies, decumulation plans that will last as long as you need them to, then call for your very own retirement review session, complimentary for our valued radio listeners. Are you able to lower your taxes in retirement? Are you unclear about your Social Security, Medicare, investment fees, and risk? Or how to produce guaranteed lifetime income so your lifestyle and goals don't have to be changed with the ups and downs of the market or taxes? Call Dale Sudis with Sudis Financial and be confident you can retire your way. Schedule your own comprehensive and complimentary retirement review session. Don't just live in retirement, thrive. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Investment advisory services are offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The content provided is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views, statements, and opinions expressed herein are those of the individual speakers and are not necessarily those of Foundations and its affiliates. The information contained herein does not constitute an offer to sell any securities or represent an express or implied opinion or endorsement of any specific investment opportunity, offering, or issuer. Any discussion of performance or returns is not indicative of future results. Any discussions of specific strategies are for informational purposes only and have been provided to help determine whether they may be appropriate for your specific situation. If applicable, the primary goal in converting retirement assets into a Roth IRA is to reduce the future tax liability on the distributions you take in retirement or on the distributions of your beneficiaries. Each individual investor's situation is different, and any ideas provided may not be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Comments regarding a particular client's experience may or may not be the same as another client's experience, and is not an indication that any client or prospective client will experience the same or a higher level of future success or performance. Foundations only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. Nothing herein constitutes a recommendation that any security, portfolio of securities, or investment strategy is suitable for any specific person. No legal or tax advice is provided. Please review your retirement, tax, and legacy planning strategies with a legal or tax professional before transacting or implementing any strategy discussed herein. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to investment advisory products. Rates and guarantees provided by insurance products and annuities are subject to the financial strength of the issuing company, not guaranteed by any bank or the FDIC. This is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration, any federal Medicare program, nor any U.S. government agency. If applicable, we do not offer every plan in your area, and contacting us at the phone numbers provided herein will direct you to a licensed insurance agent. Any information we provide is limited to those plans we do offer in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all of your options. All rights reserved.